Hey, hey, hey. Who wants to play some hooky? Happy Tuesday to all of you. I hope you've had an incredible start to your week. I'm excited to be back here on my patio. I'll be honest, this past weekend, a little sunburnt, came home, and I said it's time to get the Oasis, our little back patio area, ready. So I spent most of the time last night prepping, power washing, and just creating a really fun place. So I'm excited to be coming live to you from our little Oasis back here, and can't wait to share with you some exciting things that we have coming up. All right, my friends, we're talking about playing hooky today, and it's not what you think, okay? So make sure that when you're hopping on here, subscribe, follow, and hit the notification bell. And let's get this party started. I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsor, Jeffrey B. If you guys have been following us, you know what an incredible person this is, and what he's doing, what he's creating. And really, I love being attracted to the impact, the people that are ready to have an impact. And this guy is doing just that. Not only is he changing the way we do diamonds, but he's also really putting how we've always seen jewelry in a different way. And I am telling you, I spent breakfast with him yesterday, and I'm telling you, such yummy, juicy information, things that you don't even think about. And I love jewelry. You guys know that I love jewelry, and I am learning so much. I thought I knew like this much, and I clearly don't. So reach out to him at jeffreyb.com. If you use, I'm going to actually use this guy. If you use jeffreyb.com, go to and use my name, TERI, at the checkout, and you'll receive 25%. Like, how much better can it get? Diamonds, savings, and bling. Hello, right? So big hugs, big love to you, Jeffrey, and all that you're doing, because when it's love, it's Jeffrey B. And we're doing some really cool collaborations, so I can't wait to tell you more about that. I'm just telling you, Terry's in the creation mode with Jeffrey, okay? Anywho, so make sure that you check out his information. I can't wait to just, share some bling with you, right? Alrighty. Okay, so make sure I'm going to do that. Perfect. All right, so let's get started here. How many of you were like, okay, what is she talking about? Playing hooky. So yesterday, during the summer, I tend to take off Mondays, and that's always just been a tradition that I've done. Just to spend time with my daughter, and just really kind of like unwind and lots of different reasons. But really, yesterday, started. It was like the first time when I wasn't traveling, and I could actually incorporate my Mondays off. And I was like, I made it kind of a comment to someone. I was like, yeah, it's like, it's like playing hooky, right? And here's the thing, is that as entrepreneurs, as business owners, oftentimes we just go and get in go mode. And here's the thing, is actually when you look up the word hooky, I actually looked it up to kind of like just verify the definition. But, it's funny because like when we were growing up, playing hooky, was seen as wrong and bad, and you're being truant and you're not showing up what you're supposed to be. You're ditching school, ditching your responsibilities, right? But we're going to take a little twist on it today, and invite you to look at the way in which we play hooky in a totally different way. And it all started with this guy. I started, for those that don't know me well, I love crafting. Like, I am telling you, what am I doing here? Oh, I see what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, mosquito. I was out here last night, and I literally was the only one who's getting eaten up. I literally had, oh my gosh, it's a mosquito. Go away. I literally had 7 bites before I went into, and I have not got I need some citronella. Anyone, citronella. Need to go grab it fast. But I love crafting. So I'm making a little necklace. I can't wait to show you when it's all finished. I'm kind of doing a stacking thing. So I just got some really fun beads, and I can't wait to share with you like what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be awesome. Like I got some chunky pieces, And so anyway, so yesterday I was like, like I was out here and I was just like enjoying the day. I went to the pool and had a great meeting in the morning. It was a collaboration meeting, but then went to the pool, hung out, and really, like again, okay, ladies and gentlemen, that mosquito is like wanting me. Okay, I'm just saying. Oh my gosh. Anyone else? I have type A. I'm A positive with blood, and I've done some research on this. I'm geeked out because I'm like always like, why am I the one person that gets eaten alive? And apparently, it's our blood. They love our blood. We are sweet, sweet beings. Okay. I may have to let this person, let this mosquito be known, right? Anyhow, distraction. I'm telling you. Anyhow, oh, but I was out here and I was like out and it was sitting out here. It's a beautiful day. Oh my goodness. I think I just got him, guys. Seriously, just snacking on giving me some kisses. And I was out here like crafting and just, again, having the conversation of playing hooky. And again, we see this as wrong and bad. And I am going to invite us to take a look at this in a different way because what if, we can be intentional about this? And what if, we can really play in a new way that serves us and it's a contribution to us? And how can that be a support to us, right? And so for me, it's all about taking a break, right? And giving ourselves permission to breathe, permission to relax. I was talking about this today, and one of my clients is like, I said something, and she's like, I'm just so exhausted. And I said, maybe it's your body. So we did this like body exercise for her real quick. And the awareness she got is like, I just think I need a rest. And so often we are just in this driven mode. And I am one of them. I am so guilty of this because I can just get in the zone and just go, like, it's like, hurry up and, and catch up to me. Right. And I just think that we can be very intentional about how do we refuel and how do we, quote, play hooky in a way that's going to serve and support what we're doing and creating and really taking this break and really creating, quote, off days, like truly off days. And entrepreneurs, I am very, very clear about the boundary on weekends. Like very rarely, there might be 2 weekends in a whole year that I am caught doing something, okay? That's work related. Now, project related is something else. And my husband and I always have this conversation because sometimes I have like a creative project that feels really filling and it's juice. It and he still considers that work, although I don't. Anyways, it's a debate I'm happy to have with anyone. But creating kind of these off days, whether that's your weekends, whether that's a day off. I have a client that takes Thursdays off. That's her day. She takes it off. I like to take Mondays off, but just being really intentional with these days and think about it as like our self-care days or our recharge days. And these are the days that you have to have that boundary where nothing is going to get on your calendar that's work related. Because what happens oftentimes, especially if we are doing work and then we're taking the day off or we're giving ourselves a couple hours and then we go back to work, like we're not like really ever like off, right? It's still there. And so I'm going to invite us to start playing a little hooky, okay? Guilt-free. You ready? You up for it? Yes? So one of the things that I would invite us to do, because there are responsibilities that we have to our business, to our staff, to our, colleagues, and yet we can also be intentional about what that looks like for us. And I'll give an example, like, when do you start your day? When do you have days off? And I have a great mentor that does not start her day until 12 o'clock. She does complete self-care in the morning, and then 12 o'clock, to about 6 is when she, quote, works, right? And so I think sometimes we get into this brain, like we are so brainwashed by corporate America and we're so brainwashed with what the traditional ways of doing things are. We just go like, oh, well, I guess I have to work 8 to 5. You can, if you choose, and you don't have to too, like you get to create that. You get to be the boss and the CEO of your schedule. You get to be the boss and the CEO of your day. How does it fill you up? And if you get to play in that space, when's your best time? When's it, I'll be honest, like total transparency, when I do a project or when I get into creative mode, I know. Oh, that's so funny. Yes, yes, yes. I know the birds are talking. I don't even know what that is. Do you know what that is? A friend. Um, where was I just going? That's funny. Where was I going with that? Let me resettle. Let me think what I was just talking about. Anyways, um, yeah, being the CEO. Being the CEO of our schedule and being the CEO of how do we plan out our days and how it's going to be feel. Oh, the projects, my projects, and where I am going to be the most beneficial in my brain is 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That is when I am just fueled up with. So I know that when I start a project, that's the best time. And I'll be honest, my husband and daughter are leaving for the weekend, and I get to have Saturday night by myself, Friday night, Saturday night by myself. And guess what? I have this really cool thing that I'm working on. And guess what? This Chico is going to probably be up until 2 in the morning getting it done, because that's when I come alive. That's when my brain works, is probably the best when it comes to those types of projects, right? And so I'm so excited. They're like, you're going to do what? Anyhow, but we get to create this, and and again, I'm calling it playing hooky, and you may not like that, and that's okay. You call it whatever you want to call it. But I think it's giving ourselves permission to be, because when we're playing hooky, it's kind of like we're like breaking some rules, right? And I think that that's true. Like when we're in entrepreneur world, like there's a lot of times we're breaking rules, right? The things that are no longer serving us, right? And I've said this before, that I'm often, found breaking rules, and that rules that have the flexibility, right? Like I'm not talking about legal or ethical. I am very by the book when it comes to those kinds of things. But the things that, like, we get to question and get to be curious about, right? So here's the thing is when we get to, when do we get to play hooky and be guilt free with it? Okay. So I want you to think about these couple steps. One is, I want you to be intentional about it. I want you to create the space for it. I want you to plan it out, because oftentimes when we don't plan out, again, our self-care days, our days to take on, be off, truly be off, right? We start to create guilt. We start to go into, oh my gosh, I remember back in the day, and I don't know if anyone else had this experience, but I was so conditioned to, you have to work 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. And I'd be done with my work by 3 o'clock. And I would literally sit in my office and I'd be like making stuff up, because I'm like, I cannot open my door and leave my office until 5 o'clock, right? Like, and there was so much guilt. And so I started doing it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like left the office early. And, and it's funny how we get conditioned to that. Okay. So why I'm sharing this is because I want us to have, my desire is to have this to be the most expansive that it can be for you, and it's the biggest contribution. But if I am taking it off and I am feeling guilty, I'm doing the opposite of that, what we're desiring to do for you. Okay. And so you've got to be really intentional with this, and create the space. Like, what is that day? What is the time? What does that look like? And that's different for all of us. I'm not going to tell you, I'm just going to show you what has worked for me. And I take off Mondays because typically, in all transparency, the reason why I picked Monday, I mean, this is the magic reason, is because most holidays fall on Monday, right? Like, so I'm going to be taking it off anyways, right? So that was like the magic reason for that, right? Now, Fridays is also a great day to take off. So you can get to, if you like traveling and camping and all that stuff, Fridays make sense, because guess what? You can beat the traffic, the weekend traffic, right? So what resonates with you, what feels, and sometimes people love the middle of the week. I couldn't do that, but I have a client that does that. She takes off Thursdays, and so, again, just creating the space, and think about it as it's your refueling station. And I'm saying this is beyond just the weekend. Okay, we get to our weekends, yay, but then let's create the space, and that could just be intentional thought. Like, what you get to fill it with, whatever you get to go and journal and write. And for me, it's like, crafting and creating. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm creating. In my head, it's going to be beautiful. It's beautiful. We'll see if that works out, right? But these are the things that we get to create space for, that fill us up and fuel us. And so we get to work smarter, not harder. We get to be in a place of expansiveness. And guess yet, here's the major secret, okay? Lean forward. I'm going to tell you, just in case you can't hear it over the plane, it's like got me covered, is that when we are in our juicy creation or whatever it is for you, it could be reading a book, it could be jumping on the trampoline, it could be taking a walk in a park. Whenever we are in that moment of like zen-like energy, and it's like yummy, I just in a place of gratitude. We were water skiing last weekend, and I was just sitting skiing, and I was like, I was wakeboarding, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I was just like almost in tears, like literally in tears, because I was just like, oh my gosh, how beautiful is this? And I was just like this moment of like, I am being filled up on every single cellular being level, and I am like, right? That's what we're getting at. And guess what? Here's the secret sauce. The more we play in that space, and the more that we create that space for that, the more we allow more situations, circumstances, and all of that to come forward to us. Because when we're in stress and we're in, the go mode, and we're like just, GST, right? Or GSD. I don't know what I was talking about. We get into that energy, and we actually create that. And so it sounds so counterintuitive, right? Like when you're, having deadlines and you're trying to get stuff done, you're like, Terry, so I'm supposed to have fun and take breaks? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, right? You're going to get further faster in doing so, even though it seems so counterintuitive, right? So I want you to create this space. I want you to plan it out so that it can be guilt-free. So it's like, okay, you know what? Thursdays at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I'm checked out. Like this is I get to go do XYZ. I could go paddleboarding, right? I can go do whatever that is, okay? And then I want you to add the fun back into it. This is the next piece, is like, really, I want you to invite that creativity. And I know all of us have different personalities, and some of us are more creative than others, and some of us have better, other things. But I want you to invite yourself to engage and activate the creativity. And whatever creativity, in whichever form or manner that comes, it doesn't matter, okay? There's lots of different ways that creativity can get shown up to us. And just being open to playing with that idea and giving yourself permission to play hooky, permission to get creative, right? And what happens energetically, we're allowing ourselves to get recharged in a more efficient, profound way that can serve us in a way bigger way, okay? And when I was saying getting creative, I had a client just recently. She was on a week, kind of like a week vacay, but she did a staycay. And so she just kind of she stayed at the home, but she disengaged with her responsibilities. She disengaged with work. She took herself off grid for a moment, right? And allowed herself to, do some home projects that, gardening and being in the earth, and, taking in some date nights with her husband, and, spending time at the pool and all this other stuff, right? But it was really an opportunity for her just to create that space to recharge, and giving ourselves permission to recharge. Because I know sometimes, it's hard to even take vacations or take days off, or because we think that the business is going to crumble. Guess what? It won't. The business will continue going if we're really strategic about how we're spending that time and what we're doing with that time, okay? And then we go back in. How do we create systems that can support us? I've talked about this before, like better systems, time blocking, all that stuff. So make sure you check out some other episodes that we have. But I'm going to invite us to play some hooky, right? Who wants to play some hooky? Yes, or yes. Giving yourself to play hooky. And of course, I'm saying it in a playful way, because for me, it's like, yeah, we get to play hooky. And it's funny because like I've brought my daughter into it. Now, some of you may agree or may not agree with that, but I'm like, yeah, we get to play hooky today. We get to go play, and we get to go create something, right? Because I'm giving her permission to know. And something was said to me not too long ago, and it has stuck with me. It's one of those things that, when you hear things and you've heard it before, but it doesn't really register. And then that one time it gets said to you, and you're like, I got it, I locked in. But it keeps coming up for me. And that was something that someone says, someone told me, she goes, it's just a job. right? Now it is my business, so it is my baby, okay? But it is just a job, right? No, I'm not saving anyone's lives. I'm not like, like, and so sometimes we can get serious. And what I took away from that is like, gosh, I was getting a little serious, right? And I was in like, there's a lot of things happening. There was a lot of moving parts, and but I lost track of the bigger picture. Like I lost track for a moment of what I'm truly creating, what am I truly contributing to, and so I had to actually back myself out and kind of like, whoa, I got two like this on it, and so I had to really kind of consciously open myself back up, like physically and emotionally, like open myself back up, and I'm like, okay, let's dial this back in again. Let's reevaluate what's going on. Where am I at? Where do I desire? Okay, and let's step back into it again, because it's easy for us to get into kind of some of those old habits or those old places where it's like, okay, just gotta get this and this done. And having a conversation earlier this week with a client and around again, just losing that sense of joy, losing the fun in what we're creating. And this past weekend, one of the things that I yell out to the girls all the time when my daughter plays softball is like, let's have fun. Like, go out there and have fun, because, what are we doing, if we're not allowing ourselves to have fun, right? Fun for me, I'm going to say that. I'm going to back it up. Fun is a leader for me. Like, I like to create fun first. And how do I create fun first? And do things with, fun in mind, because I'll tell you, a lot of, even the tough things that I've done, it's like, okay, my intentions are to have fun and usually to finish, right? Like those are usually my two F's, dropping the F bombs, right? Fun and finish, right? And how do we create that? And if our intentions are to have fun, how do we incorporate that into our lives? How do we create that into what we're doing to contribute to that? So whatever that is, my friends, for you, and you best. And so you know what to incorporate, you know what to play with, you know what to experiment with, to really be and allow that to be a huge contribution to you, right? So, oh my gosh. Mary's like, yes, I want to play hooky every day. Just kidding. Everyone except Mary gets to play hooky. Just kidding, Mary. Oh my goodness. But yes, we get to play hooky and give yourself permission to play hooky, right? Give yourself permission to break the rules. Give yourself permission to create. Give yourself permission to be expansive. Give yourself permission to truly step into and allow yourself to be seen and heard, and and again, that's all about bringing into and being in alignment, right? Being in alignment with what we're creating, being in alignment. And the more we are in alignment, the easier things get. And guess what? And we bring in fun and we add some glitter and some sparkle to that, even better, right? All right, my friends, I can't wait. I'm going to sit out here, speaking of fun and playing hooky. I'm going to play some hooky from Parental Responsibilities. Just kidding. I'm going to hang out here until my family goes, where is mom? And I can't wait for us to connect and collaborate. So I have an event coming up September 23rd. You will be starting to see more and more information about this. I'm going to personally invite you to come and join us. It is going to be something that we have never done before, and something that has never been done in Colorado. So it's really about combining, like essentially a live event with TED Talks meets Oprah. All right. You curious? I'm going to invite you to keep an eye out on your emails. If you're on our email list, I'm going to keep an eye out for our social media links and everything in between, because we are going to be making this huge announcement coming shortly. And I want you to be the first to know, because we just secured the space and we get to come live from Comedy Works. We've created a partnership with them, and we're super excited to be sharing the space with you and having some incredible guests and some incredible knowledge being poured into you, so that you can just be filled up and really be inspired to motivate into action, right? And that's all that we want to, help contribute and to up level you and your business, and so that we can all have a bigger impact. And right now in the world, we all need more of that, right? So big hugs, big love. I can't wait to connect with you this Friday. We are doing some live recordings, which I'm super excited about. And some of our guests, we're going to be doing a Facebook Live. So make sure it's a different day, but we're doing a collaboration Facebook Live on Friday in the afternoon sometime with an incredible lady. And she's just a fascinating being. I can't wait to share her skills and her resources with you because, again, amazing people are just rising to the occasion. And just like you, it's time to shine. It's time to step into your power. And it's time to claim what is rightfully yours and have the impact that you desire. Everyone, as always, be bold, be fearless, be the magic of you. Massive love. Mwah! And we'll see you on Friday.